Today we'll be talking about Tommy Lynn Sells and his early childhood and adulthood.
Sells was a serial killer in the 80s and 90s who was referred to as the Coast to Coast Killer.
Oh, for real?
And
That's cool.
he would go from state to state killing numerous people in different states.
He would kill newborns too. That's wild right there.
That is
very wild.
That's very wild. And
All right, so he was originally born and raised in Oakland, California, and then at the age of 2, he suffered a disease where his twin sister also died, she died from it.
Damn, that's crazy.
And luckily, I guess you could say Tommy survived.
Sells for most of his childhood lived in a low-income home, and he was homeless by the time he was a teenager. And he often showed early signs of a mental disorder, and his actions of things that he did were like at the age of 7 years old, he began to drink, and his mother and stepfather never tried to stop this early addiction. And at 8 years old, Tommy Lynn Sells was living with a man who was later deemed a pedophile, and this man actually molested Sells on multiple occasions while Sells was living with him.
At the age of 10, Tommy Lynn Sells began smoking ditchweed marijuana.
By 11, his biological father passed away, and all the emotions messed him up very bad. And he went to go live with his grandma for a little.
And then at 13, he had his first mental evaluation after Sells tried to rape his own mother while she was in the shower. Sells also tried to hop in his grandmother's bed while he was naked and his grandmother was sleeping. And
He claimed that his family.
oh yeah, he also claimed that his family left him in their home trailer while Sells was sleeping.
Without thinking about it.
Yeah, and then it was later deemed that was actually false, and
Not true.
and his family didn't leave him.
As a result to these actions, Tommy Lynn Sells underwent a mental examination after he did try to rape his own mother.
And he claims that his first murder
Sells claims that his first murder was when he was 15 years old in Mississippi when he was waiting to rob a man, and he allegedly seen the man molesting a child. So that's what his reasoning was for murdering his first victim.
Evidence later proved that there was no molestation, and Tommy Lynn Sells just killed him just cause.
So after that, he later claimed that he also killed a man at a Chinese restaurant in Los Angeles.
When he was 16 years old.
Yeah, he killed the man with an ice pick.
Damn.
And then also at the age 16 in Oakland, he got in a gang-related fight, which he almost killed another man. And
Sells was sent to the hospital, and he cursed out 2 nurses in the room he was in because he didn't want to get a urinary catheter.
And then after he left the hospital and began to hitchhike home so that his mother could help him back to health. And at 17, he also climbed into the shower with his mother again, who beat him and yelled at him until he ran out of the house. So this was all during his childhood until he was
adulthood.
Yeah, and towards his early adulthood, and he was already showing all these signs of mental disorder.
So terrifying.
At 18, in his early adulthood, he fathered the boy in Arkansas with Cindy
Hannah.
and Hannah Sells, who was his first love.
Ooh, first love.
You're sick. The Hannah family strongly disapproved of Sells and felt that he wasn't stable enough for for Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at 18 again, a man that matched Shell's description was seen leaving the home of Thomas and Colin Gill. The bodies of the couple and their 4-year-old daughter Tiffany were found beaten to death.
Damn.
So by the time he was 18, Sells had already murdered three people.
Yeah.
And he just got away with it.
That's scary.
And he had a lot of petty crimes during his early adulthood. He would, at the age of 18, he burglarized homes, stole cars.
In Arkansas.
Yeah, and was convicted of auto theft and sentenced to 2 years in prison by the time he was 20.
Yeah, and he got arrested for stealing the car. That's something crazy right there. So that's all for this episode. We really only talked about his childhood, his early adulthood, and for the next episode we'll be talking about his crimes. And yeah, see y'all.